An NFC Championship game rematch. Hey, it's the coach. You're watching Week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports. Last January, it was the Rams who prevailed in the Superdome. Now the Saints get their chance for revenge as they travel out to LA, the City of Angels. We'll have stats and scores around the league at halftime. But first, let's send it out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, this is the city, Los Angeles, California. That's where we are for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. A few short moments ago, running back Todd Gurley trying to fire up the Ram faithful here in Southern California as his guys get set to do battle with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Rams team as they interplay. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0.
And last weekend, they pulled one out in a very low-scoring affair. It was all about their defense.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes that actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
The children will grow. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15. Jared Goff and the Rams set to take over on offense. For Goff last year, of course, the disappointing end to a terrific season. His development really took a big step forward throughout. Nearly 4,700 passing yards, 32 touchdowns, playoff wins over the Cowboys and the Saints before that Super Bowl loss to New England. A play fake to Gurley. Now gone. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. And quickly now, here's a look at the Rams offense.
And I think the entire league benefited when Andrew Whitworth made the decision to come back for his 13th NFL season. Still one of the best offensive tackles in the game. 4 Pro Bowls, 2 times first-team All-Pro. He's now 10th among active players in the NFL in games started.
He'll throw underneath for Gurley. Give him 2 yards on that play. And all of a sudden here, it's third down. And here now, New Orleans defensive unit.
You can say a lot of things about the great play of Kiko Alonso, but the number one thing you will say, he will hit you.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. A shotgun snap for Goff. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 11 and a first down, L.A. Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. He finds an opening past the 40. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. That good for 22 and a first down.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to. They didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big... And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Malcolm Brown, his first touchdown of the new season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. So they start this game just like they won. Opening drive touchdown, a nice run there to finish it off.
Yeah, that's what we call an explosive run because of the distance. And being able to do that, that puts a little uncertainty in the minds of your opponent.
Zerline good with a PAT. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. So here are the Saints under longtime head coach Sean Payton. They'll be led out by the first pick of the 2nd round back in 2001, and that's the veteran Drew Brees.
If you just break it down in individual terms, he played really well last week. 0 interceptions, 3 touchdown passes. Not a whole lot more he could have done to win that game. But you know something's funny when we talked to him. All he focused on were throws he missed, other opportunities that didn't get done.
Good sign of a leader.
Great sign of a leader because they didn't win, and that's all he cares about.
Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. A breakaway for Michael Thomas. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty. This is Alvin Kamara, who made the Pro Bowl in each of his first 2 NFL seasons. And the Rams defense gets to him again behind the line of scrimmage. Now Breeze on 3rd down. Looking for Pryor long. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, New Orleans. Terrell Pryor, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And another good game here as the numbers show. We had a rare meeting with the entire offensive line this week. They were pretty ecstatic. Well, they should be ecstatic again.
And we had that meeting with them because of how they played last week. I thought it was your idea. It was brilliant to say, let's bring the big guys in. Well, it was true. Let's talk to the guys. How did they pull that off? Because they were so productive. No real problems in getting to the offensive backfield. They were getting downfield, getting the 2nd, 3rd level, creating extra blocks. We're seeing that again this week. They are really locked in. So credit to them, but also a big credit to the offensive line coach, because he's got to feel great about what he's prepared.
Absolutely. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Goff turns and gives to Gurley. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
That's just running the ball 101 because too much east-west, not enough north-south. Got to get upfield, don't you?
They just kept stringing him out before he knew it. It hit the sideline. He gets it to Cooks. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Goff going to hand it to Gurley. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29. The numbers on the ground for Gurley last week. 13 carries for an even 100 yards.
Well, they set a nice tone in week 1. He's among the leading rushers in the league. I think that they continue to feed him the football and continue to establish the running game so they can get the play action and throw the ball deep later on.
A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger.
And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Rams have taken the lead. Zerline now for the PAT.
The big fella was the recipient there for that touchdown pass, and it seems like more and more the tight end is the guy you have to worry about most in the passing game.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. Breeze going to try and throw on 3rd down. And Ginn's got it. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Breeze to another long-time vet, Ginn, for the New Orleans first. On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. This is complete to Michael Thomas. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. A look at the numbers for Thomas from a week ago. 7 catches, 93 yards, and a score.
I like the performances he's put up throughout the year. That's the reason he's ranked number 9 in the league in receiving yards. In a league that throws the ball around like crazy, number 9's a good number.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed out hard there. He was ready for that running play. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys and continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. They scored a touchdown the last time they had the football, but things going to be a little bit more difficult this time.
Oh, certainly, because where they're starting, the goal isn't even thinking about a touchdown at this point. They're thinking about field position. A couple of 1st downs in order to give some room for their punter and maybe flip the field position for their defense.
And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Goff. Then he'll find his target, Woods. It's complete. And he is going to have the 1st down as he's up to his own 13-yard line. Goff hitting Woods for a Rams first. So a little more space to work with here from the 13 on 1st and 10. Flush to his right. And that's complete to Cooks. A good pickup there at 22. Cooks now in his 2nd season with the Rams. He's had 4 straight years over 1,000 yards. He had 2 with the Saints, 1 with New England, and then he went over 1,000 again last year with the Rams. 80 catches, 1,204 yards. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Here's Brown. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. 2nd down, it's Henderson. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. They'll run on 3rd down with Brown. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up 1st downs.
Goff throwing complete to Cup. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. A reminder coming up at halftime. We'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week of the regular season. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards. Now Goff on first down. Buying time to his left. And this one's incomplete. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Goff now to throw. They'll find Everett there, complete. 11 yards there, first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Steps away to his left. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal.
Slam. Go. Slam. Kill.
No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Saints. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. He's at the 30, the 20, 10, 5, and he brings it back. Can you believe it? An offensive disaster on the final play of the first half.
They just had to hold on to the ball.
How about that for a momentum swing? You had it goal to go. Not only do you cough it up, but they pick it up and return it all the way for a touchdown.
And now you have to give oxygen to the entire team because what a letdown that was. Terrific drive. Looked like you're going to get points. Instead, the other team registers them on the scoreboard.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, where you see the final score there. Mark Ingram, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. Next, we head off to check out another game, and they fall in that one to the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Marlon Mack, well over 100 yards on the ground with a pair of touchdown runs. Lastly, let's get to Pittsburgh. Check on the Steelers at home at Heinz Field. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Seattle Seahawks. Brock Osweiler, 3 touchdown passes as his guys moved to 2-0 on the young season. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard.
We play to win. Let's go.
A reminder coming up later tonight, Sunday Night Football, a good one from Atlanta. Eagles and Falcons, 8:20 Eastern. And then tomorrow on Monday Night Football, Odell Beckham back in New York, back in MetLife Stadium. Browns and Jets, 8:15 Eastern on Monday night. Breeze now on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here. And now offensively, it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now, the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You're probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. On 1st and 10, gone. And he's got the hook up here. It's Woods. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. From the 50, it's gone. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now. Throwing on 3rd, gone. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Clay Matthews brings the heat and gets the sack.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop it.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
From the gun on 3rd down, Breeze. Now Breeze lost the football, and they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, L.A. So many times, tight games decided by one big play. And a lot of times, of course, it's the offense. Here, it's the defense coming up huge.
And you know head coaches walk around locker rooms, walk around bench areas saying, guys, somebody make a play. It's a cliche, but it applies here.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and the lead is now 21-14. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Drew Brees getting ready to go again on offense. How do you break down his game so far? Just the one touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't, not until you balance it with the error side, you know, and in this case, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So a lot of people would call this almost a pedestrian game, kind of a bus driver game, but that's just really wrong. Being a bus driver is a good thing if you're running a football team, because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there, 1st down. Breeze now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Now a throw left sideline here is complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Check, watch the before. Watch the out, watch the out.
All that, it only nets him a yard. It's second down.
Yellow waiting.
On the counter, here's Kamara. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. John Johnson, one of the leading tacklers from the safety position in the NFL, there to make the stop. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Open man is Michael Thomas. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Washington now out of the gun. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
Pryor has it complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. It's second and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Kamara trying again. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alvin Kamara, his second touchdown on the season, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Here's Goff. He's going to dump it off to Gurley. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. So both teams trade touchdowns, and the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Goff now 5 straight completions here in this second half, 1st and 10. And opening there on that first down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2. From just shy of midfield, Goff. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Over 30 yards there, and first downs on 3 consecutive plays now. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Being chased out left. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. On 1st and goal, Gurley. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Goal. And it's caught for a Rams touchdown by Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks, his first touchdown of the new season. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Zerline good with a PAT penalty, and they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And a very good return, but a penalty marker is down. I'm not sure what this is going to be.
Defense.
Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Throwing now is Breeze. Traquan Smith, the intended receiver, but it'll be second down. Drew Brees, 6 fourth-quarter comebacks a season ago, and that led the NFL. He'll try to deliver another one. On 2nd and 10, Breeze. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking here for Smith downfield. And this is taken in at the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Traquan Smith, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as they can now even this game here in the fourth quarter with the extra point. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this fourth quarter. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go up and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. Meanwhile, Goff to Gurley as he drops it off for his running back. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. It's a Rams first down on a pickup of 10. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Out of the gun, Goff. That's into the hands of Reynolds. Past the 20. An explosive 38-yard pickup. Big plays back and forth just continue. Both offenses excelling.
And I hear the excitement in your voice while you're calling this game. This hurts my soul as a defensive player, watching these teams go up and down the field and put points on the board.
Do me a favor the rest of the way. Sit back, relax, and just appreciate the offensive dominance that's going on out here.
I'll give it a shot.
They'll try and push it in with Gurley. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Todd Gurley, his first touchdown of the new season. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this fourth quarter. Zerline connects on the extra point.
I know the play ends up in the end zone with one person carrying the ball, but how about that big mass of humanity that guided him to that spot?
Yeah, they got there, but I love the dive. Always a fan of the dive. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch, counter punch, isn't it?
And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. The defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald. And it'll be a 2nd and long. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Now Breeze. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Breeze. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara.
You want a crown from me?
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. But, man, the most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild, and at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. Fourth quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, you know, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Breeze. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Now Breeze. And this is Cook with a grab. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Breeze now. And Thomas has it. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Breeze's throw on target to Cook, and he gets this inside the 35-yard line. First down now, but the clock continues to move. They'll look to throw. That'll be complete to Cook. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
And here's a throw that's taken in by the tight end Cook. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw.
Some people.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald. And that's going to make it 4th down. He's going to let it. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
How many people are watching this one right here who gave up? Because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah, what looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one, because you and I, we're not going anywhere.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. So they're unable to stretch it to a 3-point lead. Now you got to be careful on the kickoff because a field goal obviously beats you.
Definitely, and that's why they went for 2. They wanted to make sure a field goal wouldn't beat them. Now they're in a position where they've got to cover well and make sure they don't get into range and put one through the posts.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds...
Brandon Cooks! Touchdown, LA! Brandon Cooks with time running out. And they have taken the lead here in the final minute. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Now Goff will lead the Rams up to go for 2. Goff. And this one's caught. And their fourth quarter lead lead grows by a couple more. He hits the big target for the two-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They have time here, partner, for just one final heave.
And I have to look at it from the defense's perspective here. We know what they're going to do on offense.
And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. So they'll quickly now signal for the timeout. And it's definitely not looking good, but at least they'll have one final play to hope for that miracle and get him in the end zone. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Breeze picked off by his nemesis, Nickel Roby-Coleman. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here, coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters. You're never sure which one's going to be one of the key ones. But at the end of the game, when you analyze it, 3, 4, 5 plays are going to be the ones you focus on. And that last play was one of them. The last shot had to take it, and they came up with the interception and sealed their victory.
So for L.A., it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns.